Hi everyone! Welcome back to the channel. It's me, it's my big smiling face, and here I am. I wish the camera were clearer. I feel like I'm fuzzy, but maybe it's not as fuzzy as I think it is. Everyone, we're back! Let me whip out the necessary devices of destruction here. Let's hop into a couple of topics. I'm glad to be back on camera. I'm still feeling a little bit funny, but not as weirded out with myself. A lot of times I have exasperations and stuff. I get like the one eye and it kind of like I said, looks like I had a stroke, and I get like mega insecure about it because we all have our things, right? But at least I'm not filling my voids with some kind of shit-eating dog. Guys, we've got a couple topics to talk about. I'm going to talk about one that is definitely going to be considered controversial with some of you. Do not take this as my opinions on any said news, casting, agency, or how I feel, or where my... This was sent to me by someone earlier today in the comments, and I figured it was worth talking about. It's a rather interesting situation, and I want to touch base on it, okay? Like I said, don't take it like I'm saying anything. I actually questioned several times if I should even go into this topic or not, because I don't want to create a bunch of controversy with everybody. We've got Fluffy here. You know, a different colored Fluffy might help, but I'm afraid to sit up because then the fetish people might see my feet. Ah. Ugh. I'll tell you, man, all the I won't. Let's not go into it. Let's get into these topics, okay? So let me pull up. We're going to start with the less controversial topic, as if everything on this channel is not already controversial enough. Let's just start with something a little simpler. I'm in my PJ pants, you know, just kicking back. Just put the kid to bed. He actually got hurt at school today, so he's taking the day off tomorrow. Screw it. We're going to have a nice mom Sunday before I have to go to work. So here we go, guys. Let me move this here so I'm not like staring over this way, right? So this will be an interesting one because I'm just getting used to being on camera on the computer, right? I'm just used to the little bitty phone. So you have a little tiny phone, and gosh, it's so different doing it with the computer. Not only the video, but the way it uploads. Freaking fantastic. Awesome. Okay, so. Jeezy Pete. This is an article. Oh, title of the video. Well, hell, I didn't really think about that. I guess I'm going to have to come up with one later, right? Jeez. I guess this would just be a rant number 3, but I wouldn't really call it a rant. It's just 2 articles that I want to cover, so tonight's video may or may not be very long. We'll just see how organically it comes to me. We have an article from Wales Online, alright, and this actually came from August 17th, 2021, alright. 72-year-old faces losing both of her legs and an arm after being mauled by the family's dog. The family pet turned on the grandmother, whose arm could not be saved and who may need to have both of her legs amputated. And so, you know, constantly when people ask me about like my hatred of dogs and all this and that, you know, the benefits of these things do not outweigh the risks. I don't want to hear about all this crazy shit. I have some pretty strong opinions, obviously, as you all have noticed, about this every which way. So, this happened in Goodwick, Pembrokeshire, okay? A Welsh grandmother faces losing her legs and an arm after being mauled by a dog while she was looking after her 8-year-old granddaughter. Oh, yeah, I think I said, it's kind of worded funny. The 72-year-old is said to have been looking after her grandchild in Goodwick when the family pet, an American bulldog, turned on her. According to the news, the elderly woman has lost an arm and she may have to lose both of her legs following the brutal attack, which lasted an hour. Poor old 72-year-old woman being attacked for an hour by these dogs. That's a terrible thought. Ugh. Friend told the news it was carnage. There was blood everywhere. The poor woman is in a shocking state. She was airlifted to the hospital, but they couldn't save her arm, and they had to put her into a coma. Oh, I wonder if the grandchild was there. Now they're talking about amputating both of her legs as well. The doctors say it's a 50-50 and it's utterly heartbreaking. You know, she's lived this whole life and has had children and now has grandchildren, and all of this to lose her legs. That's just heartbreaking. It's just, I don't. Family pet allegedly attacked the pensioner while her granddaughter had gone to play at a local play area. So the granddaughter was not there. So she basically got mauled by an hour all by herself. The Sun reported that the mauling went on for around an hour until her son-in-law returned home from work and emergency services were called. That's just terrible. The injuries were so severe that the woman was taken to the hospital by air ambulance while the dog was put down by a local vet. Well, that's good. At least the dog was put down. As I was actually doing an interview that turned into kind of a podcast with Cooking with Dog Meat earlier, and we're just not used to this, we're used to the dog killed someone, it's time to put it down. We're not used to this whole, do we kill it, do we not, let's quarantine it. It ain't right. A spokesman for the Dyfed Powys police confirmed they'd been called to the address on August 10th, so it happened on the 10th, and said it was 4:45 on Tuesday to report that a woman had been bitten by the family dog. Bitten sounds like a bit of an understatement. And if her son was the one who called and made this report, then I'm assuming he's the one who used the terminology bitten, but I shouldn't assume. The incident happened within a property in the stop and call area of Goodwick. The woman was taken to the hospital with what were described as serious injuries. In accordance with the wishes of the family, the dog was taken to a vet and put down. So they requested that. At least that, right? They confirmed that the dog was not a pit bull. It was a bulldog. I don't care if it was a freaking Yorkshire Terrier. If it mauled a woman for an hour and caused her arm and possibly both legs to be amputated, just kill that thing. Let's just get this over with. I'm tired of talking about it. It's just stupid. The Welsh ambulance service said it arrived at the scene at about 4:30 p.m. We sent a rapid response car and an emergency ambulance to the scene, where crews were also supported by an air ambulance. One person was airlifted to the hospital. The air ambulance arrived an hour after... Let me turn off the ringer. After the ambulance crews, and flew the woman to the hospital at 6:23. Oh my god. So they got there at 4:30. The attack had lasted about an hour, and she's airlifted away at 6:23. That's terrible. Following critical care treatment from onboard medics. The police confirmed no concerns had been raised in relation to any dogs at the property prior to the incident. Also, just doesn't seem important. They added the dog involved in the incident in the stop and call area of Goodwick on August 10th was an American bulldog and not a pit bull. Why do they have to keep him? Don't worry, guys, it wasn't a pit bull. It wasn't a pit bull. It wasn't a pit bull. I don't care what the hell it is. Fuck Fluffy. Kill that thing. Put it out of okay, kill them all, as far as I'm concerned. Therefore, it did not fall under the Dangerous Dog Act of 1991. That's part of the reason they keep bringing this up. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. We'd ask people not to speculate on the ongoing investigation. Why should we not? Okay. We'll just shut the hell up, and I won't speculate, right? Right. Okay. Fair enough. And as I'd mentioned before on Facebook and to a couple other people, here is a sensitive topic we're going to cover. This is an article from RT, okay? So, yeah, controversial stuff. I'm just reading it. I'm just the messenger. I'm just telling you guys what happened. I'll leave it to interpretation. Feel free to go into the comment section, argue about this with me and amongst yourselves, okay? Keep it tasteful. Don't be dicks, okay? And then I think when I go to wrap this up, since we're already drawing to a close, I will share a ridiculous story of mine from Facebook today that some of you may recognize because some of you are part of these groups, okay? So, the U.S. saved dogs over Afghan lives. Washington accused of valuing animals over civilians after soldiers evacuated all these canines. Okay. So this article came from, 16th of August, 2021. Okay. The U.S. was accused of valuing the lives of its military dogs more than those of Afghan civilians after soldiers were seen evacuating their animals while those desperate to escape the Taliban clung on to departing planes to try to escape. Videos and photos published on Monday, which showed dogs being walked to Kabul airport, where they were evacuated along with U.S. military personnel, angered many across the world, who viewed the apparent prioritization of animals over humans as an insult to the many Afghans attempting to flee the Taliban as the U.S. pulls out of the country. Now, my buddy and I were having a quick discussion about this earlier, and, we had a few conflicting interests and discussions about this. Doesn't make either of us right or wrong. It just makes us human with different ideals. But as I said, it's really sad to think that it's kind of almost the same thing around here. So, like, if I had to defend myself against a dog and my son was involved and then I'm in trouble and the dog gets to live and now I'm getting locked up for protecting my son, in some states and situations, this is a very real thing. It's really sad to think that these dogs are taking priority over my son and I's safety, and then you have something like this. So, they have a bunch of pictures. I will post the link, okay? And there are dozens of these dogs being evacuated and taken onto the airplane. Nobody else out there. They have a picture here, and you can just see dog ears popping up. So all these dogs sitting all over the plane, getting first-class treatment to leave. I know this thing about service dogs and everything is quite controversial in between all of us, and everybody has their opinions on it. I respect everybody's opinions. That's fine. My own personal opinion, whether you guys want to hear it or not, it's my channel, so I'm going to say it. I think the service dog thing is a bunch of horse shit. I'm sorry. I understand that some critters in some situations can benefit sometimes, but as I always say, I don't feel that the benefits outweigh the risks, and I don't see... These are just disposable critters, and, if it comes down to us shipping more service members or saving a couple of children while we were at it versus these shit mongrels that constantly turn on their own handlers, attack people. We even talked about that story. I believe it was a Turkish man, maybe not, that was feeding the dogs that mauled and killed him. So that's just me, though. Doesn't mean we all have to agree. Iranian press compares Afghans falling from U.S. planes to 9/11 jumpers. This is just the article. I'm not speaking my opinion on this. I'm just reading you what's in here, okay? There was room for the dogs and all of the luggage, but the people that allied themselves to the U.S. had to latch onto the outside of these planes, okay? Others noted the optics of dogs being evacuated in an orderly fashion and Afghan citizens clinging to plane wheels and falling to their deaths did not reflect well on the U.S., and that it served as the perfect depiction of betrayal. Okay, and as they pointed out, we're not talking about Taliban or the sympathizers of such. We are talking about the people that are on our damn side, okay? And we were like, hey, move over. Service dog Fluffy is going to sit here. We don't give a fuck about any of this. So, but like I said, I'm just here to deliver the story. Okay? Here's a couple of tweets from people. The U.S. saved dogs over Afghan lives. Afghan, can I please get on the plane? American, there's no room. Just enough room for me and my dog. Afghan, okay, so you value your dog more than you value me. What about your bag? It is bigger than my child. What if... American, puts on headphones. Sorry, I can't hear you. And like I said, I want to keep my opinions out of this, but, I would be remiss if I didn't say that children are more important than baggage and dogs. And I don't care where they're from, and I don't care what anybody's opinions are on that. I'm a child that came from all kinds of bullshit, and I'm a great, wonderful, productive member of society that helps everyone around me and does all the good that I possibly can. I'd hate to think that... Well, I almost was, left behind and treated like garbage over and over again because I came from the trailer park, or I was from the ghetto, or my parents were junkies. And I'm just glad that I wasn't left behind, or I wouldn't have become the adult that I am today. Okay? Some social media users did defend the U.S. evacuation of dogs over people. However, arguing that the animals were expensive, highly trained, and considered active military personnel. So we hear this over and over again with like police dogs and the person. It's, you know, a dog weighs less than a human. Dogs are family. Sorry, it's hard to. The plane cannot carry everyone. It has a weight limit. More planes are coming. Life's rough. Sorry. Much love, one person wrote, while another claimed that sometimes dogs are more important than anything else. Blah. If you have never been bonded with a working dog, then you'd never understand, the user declared. Germany was also criticized on Monday for its own evacuation of Afghanistan. Reporter James Jackson called out the German military for shipping 22,500 liters of beer, wine, and champagne back home from Afghanistan in June. Meanwhile, people were only given permission to evacuate if they worked directly with Bundeswehr in the last 2 years, leaving many subcontractors and translators at the mercy of the Taliban. So they, now valuing booze over the very people that have gone there to help with what's going on. And look, part of the argument I ran into on Facebook earlier today was like, well, we shouldn't be there in the first place. Yeah, I get that. I actually kind of agree. Okay? We're not here to talk about that kind of stuff. That's part of what made me go like, maybe not bring this up on the video, because I don't want this to become an argument about whether we should be there or not, or the fact that we're there, we've been in countries that we really shouldn't be for a long time. I understand this is a controversial thing that people are going to want to argue about. I'm not really welcoming that end of the argument, but you guys are free to have your comments and carry on as you like. Just be respectful to one another. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to block people or remove comments and stuff. Don't make me play nanny here. Come on, guys. Just keep it tasteful, all right? And that is the end of the article. I was about to say, I do believe that is the end of the article. So, we'll end this on a lighter note, and I will talk about a goofy situation I had on Facebook today on this group. Let me go look. I know someone said the name here. Sorry, guys. Pitbull issues. So there's lots and lots of different Facebook pages popping up, and this one that's called Pitbull Issues. And I'm not here to talk shit, but I'm gonna talk a little shit. This group is specifically just created for people to sit around and argue with each other. They allow in pitbull lovers and pitbull haters, dog people, not dog people, dog haters. And actually, a gentleman earlier asked, like, hey, I was just wondering, like, I see a lot of dog nutters and I see a lot of this and that. Like, what is the actual purpose of this page, right? And it took everything in me to not say, so this crazy woman can have us all argue with each other. So I haven't had much to say on the page because I'm not big into arguing. I'm more about presenting the facts. I'll have a discussion with someone if they want to have an intelligent discussion, and I'm not going to sit around and argue with some idiot that's not hearing anything. And there's lots of them on there. As I mentioned the other day, like, the one lady was so crazy that we were like, you could make a whole page off of this woman and it would be called Explaining Things to Janie, right? Well, there's this nutjob lady on this page. I'm not going to name drop her. I've already said the page name. If you guys want to go see how crazy she is, enjoy. I'm not the only person who's noticed how crazy she is. She likes to, if you say something, even if you don't, she'll just say some wild, outlandish shit just to argue with people and get people going. And I got a chance to screenshot one of them before she took it down today, and I was cracking up. Someone had said humans first, and this woman's all like, oh, no, that is such a dead, empty, stupid statement. and da-da-da-da-da. This woman's so crazy that, to be honest, half the time I can't tell if she's a pit bull lover or not, right? She's all over the place. So I put, humans first. We shouldn't have to say it, but we do. And I went like this, and that's all I said. She said, humans first? Before guns? You are in favor of doing away with private ownership of guns? Guys, not only did I not say anything like that, and this woman's obviously insane, but if she'd ever, like, stopped and looked at my channel or looked at my Facebook page or anything, I am the furthest away from taking guns away from people. I don't know how many gun rights marches she's been to, but I've been to a few, okay? And I said, huh? Who said that? And why are you putting words in my mouth? And then I ended it with, look, lady, you're an a-hole. Everyone knows it. We've all spoke about it. I'm going to leave the page now. I don't need admin. She's an admin of this page. Putting words into my mouth, and the page is clearly a place for you to bring people in, aggravate them, and then argue with them. Take care now, you weird-ass lady. Okay? I just thought I would share that because it was kind of funny. I made a couple good memes today, so I'll throw those into the thumbnails and comments. And yeah, I said some people fixed some memes today that I sure loved. I was looking, I thought I had something else in here to pull up, but now I'm not seeing it. Let's see. So yeah, that's that. Oh, I'm about to have a page playing. Let me stop this real quick. Stop. Thank you. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We'll just keep this video around the 20 some odd minute mark. Look at my guns. Did y'all see that? I'm fucking powerful. I feel great. I had the great interview with Cooking with Dog Meat today, Chef. She actually just messaged me, so I'll just give her a thank you right here while we're at it. Thanks, sis. Great conversation today. We discussed all kinds of things, even things that I didn't realize were so interesting, like I had valley fever when I was young. I'm surprised at how much I actually don't know about it, so I've been joining pages and doing some research and learning about it, and actually it's pretty miraculous with how serious my illness was when I was young that I'm alive. So I'll probably cover some of that because it actually has some dog tones in it. And most of my life, every time I would mention to anybody that I had valley fever, the first thing they say is, oh yeah, I knew a dog that had valley fever. And I'm like, okay, like, because I guess it's pretty unusual for humans to get, and lots of dogs get it, and then they look all mangy and disgusting, and I was kind of just like, I don't give a fuck about a dog getting valley fever. What's that, Fluffy? You got valley fever? Let's put a bullet in his head. He ain't gonna make it. Anyways, it was wonderful to do the interview today. We had a blast. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It literally just became like a wonderful 2-hour long conversation, you know, that I enjoyed very much. Looking forward to doing it again. Maybe next time we can nail actually making it an interview, but for now, it just became a wonderful conversation between two friends. So, you guys, from the bottom of my dog-hating heart, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome, everyone. As I said, everyone feel free to talk. Just keep yourself... Come on, guys. Remember, act right. Don't be little bitches. Don't make me play moderator here because I'm no good at that. If you're being too shitty, it doesn't matter if you're a dog lover or a dog hater or whatever, I'll just block you. I really don't put up with a lot of shit. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, you know? I'm really not the guy who puts up with the shit. Not the guy that puts up with the shit. I have plenty of topics, so what I'm gonna do for tomorrow's video, or maybe if I can't sleep and I want to do it tonight, I will do, something funnier and more lighthearted, because I kind of miss all the jokes and using Fluffy and all that kind of stuff, so maybe, but most likely I'm just gonna take it easy for the night. I'm pretty wore out. So, fuck Fluffy, right? Protect yourselves, protect our children, everybody look out for each other, okay? I love y'all. I appreciate everyone. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I'm gonna sign out of here and go take my pants off because it's fucking hot around up in this bitch, and we are all boiling to death around here. Look at this. And I still got the AC on and I'm still dying. Guys, love you. See you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.